Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the case against the Florida man who led police on a chase with a dead body in his car moves forward in court. And fire experts remind you to follow guidelines as you use any device with a rechargeable battery.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Almost 6:35 on your Wednesday morning, and I'm Dakota Maycris. Thank you so much for waking up with us, as always. And I'm pretty sure it's raining outside, so let's head over to Brandon to see if he can confirm those reports. And yeah, looking behind you, it's raining this morning. It's so funny, our director said, "Is it raining outside?" Yeah, it's raining.
I can't take y'all anywhere.
No. You know, real quickly, I was going to ask Brandon this morning. I was going to text him, "Hey, is it raining?" Because I had a feeling that it was, and I needed to dress appropriately. And I told Brandon, I said, I was going to text you and ask, but the way Brandon is he would send me the link to his weather web story.
That's right.
And I didn't want that negativity starting off my morning, so.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's talk about the rain that is falling this morning actively across most of the region. Live pinpoint Doppler radar. It's raining everywhere. Again, the further west you are this morning, like back out toward Lake Cumberland, Monticello, maybe Somerset, out toward western Pulaski County, you might be seeing a little bit of less rain, but it's still raining, at least a light rain, across the entire region this morning. Now, just to our north and just to our east, they're seeing some snow across the region this morning. So, again, temperatures still going up. 45 in Harlan already this morning, 41 in Monticello, approaching 40 in many locations. Manchester up to 39, London up to 38, Pikeville up to 39. I'd say we'll be close to 40 or just a little bit above there by 7. Southwest winds cranking in here, 16-mile-an-hour sustained wind in Wise, 15 in Logan, 15 in Somerset, 18 in Monticello. Let's check those gusts out there. 22 in Wise, 24 Logan, almost 30 in Monticello this morning. So it is a breezy and windy morning out there across our region. Be careful. Breakfast forecast, we are going to be seeing rain heavy at times through about mid-morning, and then we'll go back to scattered chances before the front arrives this afternoon, cools us off, and brings us some snow chances by tonight. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, thank you so much. Well, the case against the Florida man accused of leading state police on a multi-county chase with a woman's body in the back seat, it's moving forward. A Laurel County judge sent David Reed's case to a grand jury on Tuesday. He's charged with the murder of West Virginia native Rachel Carter. Her body was found in Reed's car on I-75 in Laurel County following a chase. Police say he admitted to killing her.
At some point, he put his arms around her neck area, and I asked him if he knew she was dead. He advised that he went outside after the altercation to load some stuff in his vehicle, and when he came back out, she was no longer breathing.
Well, detectives say they still don't know where the murder happened. They say Reed could not remember what hotel they were staying at, but said it was near the interstate. Following the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas last year, a new group started working on a project to improve school safety here in the Commonwealth. The Kentucky Department of Education Commissioner's Student Advisory Council is made up of high school students from across the state. Yesterday, they presented their recommendations to the commissioner and members of the General Assembly. Samantha Valentino was there for the presentation.
News of school shootings across the country leave many students questioning their own safety.
I genuinely do have to think about, when I'm in the hall walking alone, like, what would I do in this scenario?
And what they can do to help.
I think this project really embodies that thought of something's happened. How can we make sure that doesn't happen for us and minimize the effects of it if it does?
Students from throughout the state work together on recommendations to prevent these incidents from happening, as well as what to do if and after they occur.
We feel like the voices and perspectives of students in this school safety conversation is really important. They're the ones that are under the threat of this on a regular basis.
Representative Tipton says that this conversation around school safety comes at a time that hits close to home, as this week marks a 5-year anniversary of the Marshall County High School shooting.
So many times we see things on the news, but unfortunately we get numb to it. But when it hits home, when it hits here in Kentucky, it just makes it so much more real. And I still feel for the people in the Marshall County community.
Representative Tipton is the chair of the House Education Committee. He says he takes the students' recommendations very seriously.
Hopefully we can make some improvements to what we're currently doing through this process.
In Frankfort, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Representative Tipton did tell the council that 2013 2023 is a short session, so any major changes will likely have to wait until 2024. It is National School Choice Week, and students, parents, and educators came together to support school change policy in Kentucky. Supporters have faced setbacks during the past year. In November, the state Supreme Court ruled against a bill that sets up tax credits to pay for vouchers for private schools. Justices say it's unconstitutionally diverted tax money away from public schools. School choice advocates say families need as many options as possible.
Like so many other states, Kentucky will break down those establishment barriers and find a way to fund students, not systems. Friends, that day is coming, and I relish being part of the fight and the inevitable victory for education freedom in Kentucky.
Throughout the week, events and activities will take place that are meant to shine a spotlight on effective education options in their communities. Rechargeable batteries are everywhere, but using them safely is very important. They are found in power tools, laptops, and, well, even your cell phone, but when they are not handled properly, they can cause fires, and fire experts say they see firsthand what can happen when a battery faults out.
A lithium-ion battery on a small scooter actually set a building on fire.
Some tips to safely use rechargeable batteries: always read the instructions, check the battery for any damage, keep batteries away from water, and remove the batteries once they are fully charged. The Challenger Learning Center in Hazard received an $800,000 grant from the Appalachian Regional Commission, along with numerous private donations to help upgrade its facilities and introduce new exhibits inspired by the Artemis mission. Charles Bush with the center says the grant helped them give the facility updates that were needed.
That allowed us to buy all new exhibits, that did all the cosmetic upgrades, and that also paid for our new mission hardware and software. So once we started upgrading those things, those core things, you know, we started looking around the rest of the center and saying, well, maybe this needs to be lifted up a little bit too to match all the new updates that we were getting.
Well, he says the Challenger Center is still working on a few of the new exhibits and hopes to have everything finished before summer.
.641 here on this Wednesday morning. We take a big picture look, and you're seeing snow to the north and to the west, heavy rain coming in, and some storms down to the south. Moving through parts of Georgia and Florida this morning. Heavy rain coming through our area. We're kind of caught in a battleground zone there, and it's going to continue to be this way for us for a little while. Back to home with live pinpoint Doppler radar. Heavy pockets of rain indicated by the yellows, oranges, and darker greens, and those are across our area. We're scanning with about 5 different radars this morning to give you a better picture, but it's out there, so be careful. Temperatures on the way up: 35 Clintwood, 36 Grundy, 37 Wise. They're up a degree there in Wise this morning. 39 in Jonesville, 45 in Harlan, 41 in Monticello and Somerset. So those 40s are coming pretty quickly there this morning. It's just got to make their way a little bit further north before we get all things said and done this afternoon. So again, your out-the-door forecast is going to take us into the low 50s this afternoon, or excuse me, the upper 50s this afternoon before we start to fall behind that cold front, which comes a little bit later today. Snow chances come tonight. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning, the CDC reveals some changes it's making to the agency. We'll tell you some of the biggest ones when we come back at 6:42.